Hello YouTube. Today I'm gonna talk about how to maintain or make claw nails. As you can see, this is our very sharp and pointy natural claw nails. There's probably an alternative where you can use like fake nails or similar, or you can grow your own natural nails. And there are some points I'm gonna talk about today. Try my best. I'm not very good at English, so you have to bear with me. The hardest part about growing natural claw nails is when you start growing them, you're probably gonna have nails look like this one. It's not very long and it's not much to build on because it's so short. But if you're lucky enough to have a nail long enough to start sharpening them, it's gonna look something like this. And it's very, very hard to maintain this long nail without having risk of chipping them on the sides. Like you have nail, this is very common for me, that you have a nail like this and you chip the side, and pretty much the growing process is ruined. So if you're lucky enough to get it this long, you will start shaping this nail like this. And it's very important that you don't use a nail scissor or a what do you call it? Or a nail clipper, because it will make the nail very weak. So it's better to just file them down like with a nail filer like this, or there are I think there is glass fiber ones that are more expensive, but they are have a very fine grain to it, so they are much harder to use when shaping them in the beginning. So this is the one I use the most. And commonly when you start growing your natural claw nails, you won't just grow them bit by bit like this. So they are not very, very long, and all the time you see it's just a small amount of nail, but all the time you need to shape them and shape them. So you may have just a tiny point like this, but that's good because it's easier to grow them step by step like this until you have a more bigger one like this. And this process is kind of long. It's gonna maybe take you a month, 2 months, but depending on if you you chip them or something like that. And but eventually you're gonna get the results you want, and then it maybe look like this or this. And the hard part is to make the nail straight or very centered. And there's not many things you can do to make it 100% perfect. You're gonna get it about maybe not 50, but like 40% centered between left and right. And what you can do is, if you have your nail, this will represent the red area, and this will represent the white area. So say you got a pretty fair long nail that you can start working on, and what you want to do is try to align the center of your nail like again along your finger here, about to the pointer tip that you want it. You can use like a measuring tape or something like that. Anything that you can calculate about where the center of your finger is. And we can, this is your, let's say this is your thumb, and you can mark it with something, ink maybe, something. Just you can see that you have a straight alignment over your nail and your finger. And then you just start sharpen it with even pressure until you have like a point like this. And you don't want to use the file straight. You just want to use it in like a 45-degree angle. So I'm gonna try to show. You can use this oil bottle here. So you don't want to go straight down your nail, but more like on a 45-degree angle, and just rub it straight down. And it's very important that you use the right amount of pressure. Very commonly you have too much pressure on the top or at the bottom, and your nail will look very strange. Like if you have your nail like this, too much pressure on the top, let's say you start from here, you will have all left on your natural side of the nail here, but you will get like a very strange angle to it, so it looks crooked. Or you will have too much pressure on the bottom, and it will look something like let's see, too much pressure on the bottom. You will pretty much hit the red area of your nail, and that can hurt, and or it will look very, very strange. You get the idea when you start filing down your nails by yourself, but you want to put an even pressure on the whole side. So again, just put fine pressure and go straight down, something like this. Not straight, a slight angle. And also you always rub up, down, so you do not go up and down on your nail, because that will create a very uneven layer on the side of your nail. So just from the top straight down, again from the top straight down. And most common or most annoying thing you will encounter is you put too much pressure on the up or down. So if you practice enough, you're gonna get better results. So sometimes you put too much pressure on the top, and then you just go from the other side, put more pressure on the top, and you will get, it will even out more, so you get the center again. The bad thing about it is you may file down too much, so your nail gonna look like maybe when you had grow processing from like 1 or 2 weeks. That's okay. Just you don't have to wait a couple of weeks before you get it the right amount of length. Again, also we're gonna talk about chipping and things like that. Chipping is what I call when the nail, you get chunks of the nails get damaged. You hit something, you maybe cut your nail in something like a knife, something hard. And it's very important because even though your nail is pointy like this, you need to make sure that your nail gonna look something like this. Is a red area again. And it's very common when your nail is starting to grow, even if you have sharpened them, you will get the nice straight edges on the side like this. We can see something like right here. My nail has started growing, so I have exposed sides, and these parts are very common that you will get a small dent or small damage on the side. And when you get that, it's gonna be very hard not to break the nail. And it's so easy. Just if you got the slightest crack or like some chip that on, you will gonna rip the whole nail off like this. Or if you're very lucky, you will just gonna make another one here. You may chip it like this part, but gets damaged. And if that happens, you consider yourself lucky, because you don't want to have your nail ripped off from here down to the red part of your nail or thumb, because that hurt like hell. Believe me, that happened before. So to maintain your nail so you don't get chips or you hurt yourself, it's very important to maintain your nail all the time and keep so you don't get these straight edges on the side. So you just file down the nail until you get something like this again. And what do you do if you get if you get these edges? You're gonna get these edges. So be sure to just keep your nail in a fair point like this, so you don't get this straight edge that can chip. But sometimes, even if you maintain this perfect triangle, you can get small chips on the sides here. And what do you do then? You